Well, good morning. I'm Rick Dancer, and welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. We're out in Harrisburg on a farm. This is a place where they normally do wedding venues, but Nathan and his wife have come up with a super creative idea to have Christmas trees, and they are delivered to your house. So they purchase these trees from different tree growers and store them out here, so you can stop by here and pick them up. But the whole idea is that they are bringing the tree to you, and they deliver from Eugene all the way up to Portland and back. And you go online, they're called TreeMob, so it's TreeMob.com, and they bring your tree to you. Now, they actually came up with this idea prior to COVID, but it just happened to work out this year that that's going to be a really great thing. So here's the little delivery truck that they purchased. And Nathan puts the trees in this little truck and hauls them right to your door. And here they are. So Nathan, and this is your wife, and you are?
Tori.
So when he came to you with this idea, what did you think?
I was a little, I don't know. We do a few businesses, so it was like adding another one seemed like a lot of work, but he expressed wanting to be able to give people access to trees that didn't, and I thought it was going to be fun.
And you guys came up with this before COVID.
Yeah, well, he did. Nathan did. And it was last year, and it was more aimed at people with disabilities, or they didn't have the right vehicle, had to stay home for other reasons, and then it just kind of ended up falling into place for COVID, I guess.
So people are asking, how much do they cost?
So online, if you go to TreeMob.com, you can see our Doug fir start at $85, and that's delivered. So it doesn't matter if you're in Eugene or Portland, the delivery is the same. It's included in the price that you see online. So.
And you have, tell them different kind of trees that you have.
So we have the Douglas fir, we have noble fir, and we have some Nordman firs, and those are 8 to 9 foot trees.
So where do you get the trees from? Because you don't have a tree farm.
Right, so we're not a tree farm. We actually, I'm going up to Salem today. I'm going to pick up a truckload of trees. It's a farm in Salem. We pick all our trees up there and bring them here.
So you go from, is Eugene the farthest south you go? So it's everything in between, but Eugene all the way to Portland through the Willamette Valley.
Right, so basically all the way along I-5. So Eugene and surrounding, all the way up I-5 to Portland.
I will say, like, we've had some special requests, like people email us, some businesses from a little outside of our area, and I think our goal next year is to be able to do the whole state. And so when people message us with special requests, we try to make it happen.
So why you can't? This is pre-COVID, so COVID
Right.
just kind of is working to be good for business actually that way.
Right, and I don't like it to sound like we want to take advantage of that, but I think there's a lot of people who can definitely use the service, appreciate it right now, because it's kind of hard to go into town, go into stores with crowds and things like that. But yeah, I thought of it last year. I worked for another company delivering trees, and I loved it. I had a lot of fun.
Potted trees.
Yeah, it was a potted tree business. So I thought I could probably do it on my own and still have a bunch of fun, but just do fresh trees instead.
So what do you love about it? I mean, when you're kind of, I mean, you got the beard. You don't got, I mean, you need to work on the color, because
Right.
I've got the color, and but I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of pain to get this color.
Right.
But you feel like you're Santa?
It does feel, it's a lot of fun to deliver trees to people's door. You don't get a whole lot of interaction because it is a lot of drop and go. But people love, I don't know, they just love it, having a tree delivered to their door. It's a lot of fun, and yeah.
Christmas to your door. Yeah, Nathan won't toot his own horn, but he's his last deliveries this week, we had a lot of early ones, and he would knock on the door and wait and help the lady get it into her stand and straighten the tree out. And he's really about helping people have a good experience. So that's what I love about him. He's really good at trying to think about other people and wanting them to be happy, and making it a fun experience when everything this year has just sucked.
We need a little a little
Yeah.
delivery truck pulling up with the tree. You know, it could be a new tradition. You know what I mean? Where
hope so.
people have, and it's not for everybody, but it's something
Mhm.
for a lot of people that you could kind of work through, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Because not only are there people who probably every year have a tough time getting a tree, so you know they might always have to ask family and friends to help them out, which isn't a problem. But yeah, I think there's more people who could probably appreciate having a tree.
We're totally capable of going and getting a tree, but we have never really had a great experience because we've got all these kids that we're wrangling up, and they're all fighting over which tree is the better one, and we want a different one, and it's cold and wet, and so for us it was like, oh my gosh, this is a great thing even for families because you can get everybody ready and say the tree's coming today and get your decorations out and know it's coming, and then it just comes right to your door, and you don't have the fighting, and it's warm. You make hot cocoa, and so I think it can definitely be a new experience for families and still be really good.
You know what I like about it? Because when my wife and I go out there, I could pick the tree in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But she has to look through every single tree on the tree lot or out in the woods or wherever we go.
Right.
And this way, you guys pick the tree. They're all going to be really nice. And you just pull up, that's the tree. I don't have to go through all that. I mean, I've been married a long time, but I could stay married even longer.
Yeah, and there are other options. I don't want to give them business, but there are box stores you can go to, and they deliver trees too. And it's hard to compete with them, but the problem is they're not local, so you're not helping a local family business. Also, if they did deliver a tree you didn't like, there's not much that you can do at that point. With us, we want to guarantee that you're happy with your tree. So if anyone ever got a tree they weren't happy with, we could come swap it out and make sure they got the tree they want.
So how come? Okay, so everybody's coming on here because you can't see because they're making comments, and everybody's coming on here and going, "Oh my God, they're so nice." So how? I mean, you guys really are cool people.
Oh, thank
You know, I mean, where's that? I mean,
Oh, I don't know. We're just laid back. We have really good families that just love on us and want to help us succeed, and yeah, we're just
so tell them how
positive,
you
I guess.
came up with the TreeMob name, and then we'll explain from the Urban Dictionary people what it's not.
Okay. So we threw around a lot of different names trying to come up with something catchy. And mob is probably a term that a lot of people our age and in Eugene area probably used. But anyway, me and my friends would say, let's mob over to this guy's house, or, let's all mob over here, just as a way of saying, let's all get together and, go somewhere. Turns out, if you look up on Urban Dictionary, to mob would mean to get stoned and then either skateboard or bicycle over to someone's house,
Which is not what we're doing.
Yeah, they don't get stoned, and
Not getting
and
stoned
they're
for-
bringing greenery, but it's on the fir. It's all fir trees.
Yep. Not that we're against that, but we're sober in the truck for sure. Yeah.
So I think this is really creative and awesome. I hope you guys do really well. So you guys take this and share it on your page. This is I
You'll
love
see
your.
the little signs around town.
You'll
We're
see-
gonna start putting them up.
They're going to put the signs up. All you got to do is go to treemob.com. And I will put that on here because Facebook won't let me until I get done with the live shot. And then you'll see this little truck pulling up to your house. This is Santa's sleigh.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need reindeer because it has horsepower. Although Dancer would be one of the deer that you guys all know that Dancer is the best reindeer of all. And so you'll see this pull up to your house. They'll pull in a tree. If you don't like it, they'll swap it out. And again, the pricing and all that is online. You guys, thanks for having us. Thanks for helping us and having us come out here and do this.
Yeah. Thank you.
And people can stop by and pick up a tree if they want, but that's kind of...
True.
Yeah, we do have a physical lot if you're really big on picking out your own tree. And
We're out near Harrisburg if
you
people
just
want to.
can't cut it yourself. We don't grow them, but
And you guys are
Oh,
located just right before Dietering Orchards. They're the white fence. It's really easy to see. Just look for see the tiny little Santa out there. You just look for him and you can find him. So again, we are at treemob.com. Again, you can order Christmas trees. They'll be delivered to your home anywhere from Eugene and the surrounding area up to Portland. and it goes now through the 23rd,
Yeah.
through the 23rd of December. Okay, so what's coming up?
Don't run out.
Until they don't run out. So, okay, coming up later tonight, 4:30 tonight, we have a show. We're going to be going live to the Steamboat Inn up on the Umpqua. A lot of destruction from the fire, the Archie Creek fire, and they lost all of their septic tanks. I know that's really weird because I've seen that up at the McKinsey too, is because septic tanks now are made of plastic. When the fire burned, it burned their entire plastic piping for water, all their septic system. And so they're doing a GoFundMe and they're looking for our help. And if you've ever, the Steamboat Inn is like a classic. I mean, Ernest Hemingway used to go there. I mean, this is a place where people have, it's got a lot of history. So we're going to talk with them. And that show is sponsored by the Buck Stops Here, which is Buck Sanitary Service, which I thought was kind of apropos. When you lose your septic tank, you kind of, you go to the outhouse. So I thought it was a great sponsor. And when I called Scott, he said yes. So that's coming up tonight at 4:30. Then next week, we got a full load of shows. So again, you guys, TreeMob.com. Please, what you could do for me and them, share this on your page. So take it, just share it on Facebook, help a nice family out here creating a new business using creativity and also protecting people from COVID at the same time and giving them a Merry Christmas. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. See you later.